Hi, my name is Tacoma Lewis, and I am an Emerald Leader with It Works Global. Today, I wanted to take a few moments and share a little bit of information about the opportunity with you. It Works Global is a health and wellness company that has been around since 2001. While we are most popularly known for our one-of-a-kind body contouring wrap that allows you to tone and trim in as little as 45 minutes, we have a full line of health and wellness products ranging from skincare, multivitamins, a weight loss program, a cleanse, our popular hair vitamins. So there's literally something in our product line for everyone. And today I wanted to share a little bit of information about the actual opportunity with you. I started this journey with It Works Global, really looking just to use the products. It was going to be an extra bonus for me to earn income, but my primary focus was I wanted to lose the weight. And so as I began to lose weight pretty quickly, in a matter of 9 weeks, I lost 27 pounds and 17 inches off of my waist alone. It became more and more prevalent what I had my hands on. Literally at work, I could not keep a wrap to utilize on myself because people were constantly asking me for them. And the more I expanded my business and learned about social media and letting people know what I was doing, the more my income continued to grow. And before I knew it, I had reached that level of that $300 a month that I was looking for. As a teenage mom, it was really difficult for me at times because I went to school, I went to college while still being a single mom of one at 18 years old. I did work study, I bartended, I did something else. I interned at a tax office. And so I've always been a hustler, always been a go-getter, and always created multiple streams of income. And so after I finished grad school, I got comfortable with one income. But what I noticed was my lifestyle changed. I wasn't able to do the things with my family that I was accustomed to doing. I now have 2 children, and so that adds another curveball. And daycare is expensive. I'm not sure where you guys live, but here in North Carolina, daycare for a 5-year-old is about $1,000 a month for decent care anyway. I'm sure there are some other options available, but, it's always important where you leave your children while you're at work. And so for me, I started the journey, like I said, just to lose weight. And then it became so popular, the wraps that I had, that the money just started flowing in. So I started saying, if I could do this each month just to make an extra $200-$300, that would help me out tremendously. That will help out with gas, last minute school expenses that I've got for my teenager, last minute things for me, just family dinner night. I can't tell you the last time before It Works that we were able to enjoy just a nice, sensible dinner as a family at a restaurant, or that night out bowling. I can't tell you the last time we had been able to do that. And so It Works has allowed me to have that additional income to be able to do a little bit of the things that I used to do when I had a more comfortable living. Inflation, it's going up. The cost of things is steady increasing, but the pay is not always matching that level of increase. So it was important for me to have something extra to turn to, and I found It Works Global. To make an extra $200 to $300 a month, it wasn't a hard task. We actually get paid different ways. So we can earn cash on hand by selling our wraps individually. Most wraps are typically priced anywhere from $25 to $30 each, or $35 each, depending on where you're located globally. You also get paid based on the customers that decide to sign up under you. You get a commission check each month. When one of your friends decide, hey girl, I need to earn an extra $300 a month too, and they decide to join on your team, as soon as they're able to get their first 2 customers within those 30 days, you get paid a $100 bonus that's paid out weekly. We are a debt-free company. We were debt-free in 2007 when everyone else was looking for a bailout. It Works Global went debt-free. And so the company stands firmly on getting its distributors to have a debt-free lifestyle. So periodically throughout the year, they're offered these good bonuses, which stands for get out of debt. And the bonuses range typically anywhere from $10,000 up to $150,000. All of that sounds great, but for me, just the $300 a month was all I needed. I didn't have a lot of extra time to devote to this. I'm a mom of two, teenager and a 5-year-old. So I needed something that I could do really, really, really spare time, really, really, really part time. And so I've been able to do that and so much more. And I'm just looking for moms just like me that just need a little extra help throughout the month. Maybe you want to put that towards a bill that's been lingering for a while, or maybe you just want to have a mom's day out or a girl's day out, or you just want to be able to do more for your family. You may even want to stack some money in a savings account, and that's why you want to do this. So I'm looking for some moms that are interested in just making an extra $300 a month. Of course, you can want to earn more, and I can teach you how to do that. But I want to center this around the moms that are looking just to have a little extra cushion. You know, you're tired of your month being much longer than your money. So if that is you, please, please, please get back in touch with me and let's discuss how I can help you, increase your income and hopefully add some more freedom and more time to your lifestyle. Again, my name is Tacoma, Emerald Leader with It Works Global, and thank you so much for your time. Hi everybody, my name is Tacoma Lewis and I'm an Emerald Leader with It Works Global. Today I want to share a little bit about my story with you, and because many people have questions, a lot of people ask me, and I feel it's time to record it. So a little bit about my rank in the company. I have been with the company a little bit over 2 years. I'm one of the first people to earn the $2,000 get out of debt bonus. And many people earn bonuses that range up to $150,000. But for some people, it's difficult to grasp that concept because with the way our economy is set up, it's very unrealistic. Or it seems, let me rephrase that, it seems unrealistic for people to be able to earn that kind of income from simply sharing something that they love. And most people do it from the convenience of wherever they are with their phone and Wi-Fi. And so I wanted to come and share my journey with you all in a little bit more of an easier to understand process. So I'm going to give this in a little bit of facts about It Works Global, a little bit about my first year with the company, and a little bit about my second year going into my third year. And excuse me if I'm a little bit nervous. I am not a camera person, so I may stumble a little bit, but just bear with me. I'll get through it as best as I can and as quickly as possible. A little bit of facts about It Works Global. If you've never heard of us, we're a full service health and wellness company. We've been in business since 2001, and we were created by a high school coach and daycare worker. And so the company is promoted by independent share consultants, and we are most commonly known for our one-of-a-kind ultimate body applicator, aka the wrap, aka results in 45 minutes minimum. We've been debt-free since 2008, hence where the company has developed the good GOOD bonuses, get out of debt, because they believe strongly in the company culture of being debt-free and having independent consultants who get the freedom to become debt-free. We are globally distributed in, I think it's 12 countries. Don't quote me on that, but we are a global company. So that's a little bit of concrete basic facts about It Works Global. And a little bit about my journey. I joined the company in March of 2014, kind of accidentally. I was diagnosed with lupus in 2003 as a single mom in college, working 2 jobs and work study. And so as you can only imagine, having a 2-year-old daughter and receiving news of a lifelong, possibly life-threatening illness, it's pretty scary. But for the most part, I managed it well. You know, I went to my doctor's appointments, took my medications. Occasionally I had flare-ups, but most of the time it was adjusted through my lifestyle, through minimizing stress. I could combat and manage my lupus. So for a while, the main thing that plagued me was I would get lesions on my skin, primarily on my legs and my and my feet. So I had to watch, exposing myself to the sun. And so, if I had to give lupus a definition, the most common and basic or easy to understand one is it is an inflammatory disease that is caused when the immune system attacks its own tissues. So, basically, that means that your immune system begins to mistakenly identify healthy tissues in your body as foreign tissues. And so, it attacks them. And so, it's hard for your system to kind of recover. Many people don't understand the flares of lupus because if you look at me, I look like a fairly healthy person, but you wouldn't know just 2 days ago I experienced a flare. And what a flare is, it's kind of like when the body is in an uproar. So you may experience chills, body aches. You may feel like you have the flu. It's kind of like flu-like symptoms or can be, and it's different for each person. Your joints may begin to ache, pain in your legs, hands, etc. It's different for every person. So lupus does not have a look. It is a systemic disorder. So next, I will say, we'll move on from that for just a moment. In 2010, God saw fit to bless me with another one of his children. So that puts me at 2 girls. Keziah is my oldest. She's the one that I had just before going to college. And then Kai is my princess that came in 2010. And that pregnancy, for whatever reason, it kind of caused a forever non-ending flare with my lupus. And my entire pregnancy was high risk. When you have lupus and you're pregnant with a child, the baby doesn't have the opportunity for its blood to fully develop its own like antibodies and antigens. And so they receive yours. And so for the first few days of her life, it was, kind of nerve-wracking because we had to wait until her body flushed out my blood and created its own so that she could be considered, a healthy child. And so all of that childbirth put a strain on my lupus. After having her, I was 221 pounds. I could barely move in the hospital. Most doctors request that you walk around. You definitely need to get moving. I couldn't. My body was so swollen from the fluid retention that it hurt for me to turn and lay on my side. Like many new moms, I desperately wanted to lose weight. I desperately wanted to have that celebrity snapback, but it just wasn't happening. Flash forward, through doctor's visits, medications, labs, blood work, exploratory surgeries in my chest cavity and in my abdomen. No one could really explain to me what was going on. All they could tell me was that my lupus was in a flare. And so still 217 pounds, nowhere near where I wanted to be, I said something has to change. I was scrolling on Facebook and a classmate had shared one of the It Works Global posts and the before and after pictures. And like most people, I was skeptical. I thought that could never work, that it wasn't that easy. You can't just put this wrap on and lose inches. And I was just like, that's not happening. So I continued to scroll on through, but she ended up reaching out to me because she saw that I had been posting, me going to the gym, trying to change my eating habits and doing all this stuff to try and lose the weight. But it wasn't necessarily working. Maybe it was a little bit, but it wasn't to my satisfaction. And so she reached out to me and told me a little bit about the opportunity. She told me about the products. And ultimately, I decided to become a paid customer because I trusted her. I felt like she would not tell me something that wouldn't potentially work for me. She had seen my journey. We knew each other from high school. I just said that there was no way. And secondly, what did I have to lose? What the doctors were doing to me was not working. Me trying to do it on my own through diet and nutrition or exercise, it was not working. So what the heck? I decided to join the opportunity. For me, it was never about the money. It was always about just trying the products and really trying to lose the weight and get back healthy. So I didn't market like most most people that see this business for the opportunity, for the extra income, which is what you should see it for. I really started because I had a love for wanting to lose weight. And so, the first month, effortlessly, I made $250 just cash selling wraps because people heard that I had them. Like, not even going around promoting it or really telling a whole lot of people, just at work. And so I was, like, okay, this could be cool. Earn a little grocery money, gas money, whatever the case, this will be great. But what really hit me is just before I started the journey, I had a doctor's appointment. And when I went, he said, Tacoma, if you don't get this lupus under control and your weight ultimately is what we believe is causing the flare, you're going to have to get on increased medication. And I know you guys don't know me, but I really don't believe in prescription drugs. They are a last resort for me because I feel like they're used to treat symptoms and not treat the root cause. And so for me, him saying we're going to have to increase your dosage on prednisone, which I already did not want to be on, I was like, oh no, got to do something. So I decided to get serious. When I started with It Works, I got the wraps in my kit as a distributor, but I also decided to give the greens a try. And I think I also got the fat fighters. And the greens, it's 38 superfoods in it, 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. And what it does is it alkalizes, detoxifies, and balances your body's pH. And as you know, when your body is highly acidic or off balance, that's where disease roams freely and it begins to take over your body. And so I decided to start with that. I used the wraps, and when I ate, very unhealthy food, fatty foods, heavy in carbs, I used the fat fighters to block and absorb a portion of the fat and carbs from what I ate. And so in a matter of 9 weeks, I had lost a total of 28 pounds. And I know it was 9 weeks because that was the time frame that my doctor gave me to try and lose some weight before coming to his next appointment. And so when I lost that weight, he agreed that it was okay for me to come off the medicine, but I had to vow, of course, that I would continue to lose weight and practice healthy habits. So for a while after that, I don't want to say I yo-yoed, but I was stuck. I really didn't take things as seriously as I should. I continued to indulge in alcohol, just keeping it honest. I continue to eat a lot of fried food, a lot of fatty food, heavy carbs, rice, macaroni. I love pasta. I love bread. What I started noticing, though, is when I would eat this food, I would become miserable. My stomach would start to get agitated. I would get in excruciating pain like I had before I had lost the weight. And I had to make a decision to do something different. I had to commit. I tell my clients now that I can give you the tools you need to be successful on your journey, but you have to make up your mind to commit and be consistent. That's the only way that this will work. And so I had to make up my mind to do that. Well, no sooner than I started to make my mind up to do that, my world got rocked. I had a personal situation occur, and it kind of devastated me. And just to be real, it put me in a state of shock and a state of depression. Sometimes life hits us at an angle, and we don't know how to bounce back immediately. It takes time. So I understand when people tell me that they're not ready or that they've got some things going on that they've got to resolve, because it takes time. And with weight loss and your health, it's easy for me to say, it's easy to do this. It's easy to give up that food. It's easy to change your lifestyle. But I have no idea what the day-to-day issues that you're going through are. But one of the things that I did is I worked on my mindset, my mentality. I surrounded myself with positive people. I began to read books on being positive, on being spiritual, on being balanced, on loving myself. And that really kind of helped me through whatever crisis I was going through at the time. So fast forward to January 2015, I decided to pick myself up, refocus, and no longer play the victim. And I got back on my journey. I started completely changing the way that I ate. I reintroduced the products back into my lifestyle. I never stopped. Let's be clear. I never stopped drinking my greens every day because the greens helped me tremendously with inflammation. So I never stopped my greens. I would wrap occasionally, but I kind of fell off with everything else. And so in January, I decided to start back. I did what we called at the time the triple threat. So I did the greens, the ThermoFit, and the fat fighters as needed until I began to fully change my lifestyle with what I was eating. No sooner than I decided to get on this path, my daughter got sick. It sounds like it's a lot. To me, God was preparing me to be a testimony to someone else. So I don't want anyone to have any said sympathy for me. But I really want you to use what I'm saying to help you on your own journey in life. And maybe those that you may know, perhaps this will bless them. So in January the 8th, 2015, I took my daughter reluctantly to receive the last round of her vaccines. I did not believe that she needed them because I didn't understand who was getting polio at this day and age. So I didn't see the need for it. But sadly, in the world that we live in, vaccines have become a requirement for children to be able to attend daycare, and in some cases, school. There are some states where you have the right to choose, but there are some states where you don't have that right. So in order for me to continue to go to a job that I hated, to provide for my family, I had to get her vaccinated. I had to put foreign chemicals in her body. So just in case you didn't catch that, I'm going to say it one more time. In order for me to go to a job that I hated, to make an income to provide for my family, I had to get my daughter vaccinated with unknown drugs to cure illnesses that we haven't seen for years. Okay. So about a month later, she started experiencing some major symptoms. She would cry to sit in a tub. She complained about her legs hurting all the time, just crying. This was a normal, healthy, at the time, 4-year-old child that never had any issues, loved to flip, jump off the couch, whatever, most 4-year-old children are doing. She enjoyed doing those things. And so I took her back and forth to the doctor and urgent care to try and identify the issue. And then for whatever reason, call it mother's intuition, something kept telling me to pull her shot records and do some research. So I like to consider myself a junior MD because when I don't know something, I'm curious enough to educate myself to find out what's going on. So I pulled her shot records from the last few years and compared the vaccines that she had received. And I noticed there was a slight difference in the polio vaccine that she received. They identify them by numbers and different letters and different words, And so I pulled up the manufacturer's website, and sure enough, the symptoms that she experienced were listed on there as being a part of an adverse reaction. So immediately I took her to the Children's Hospital, where we spent some time in the ICU department, and they ran several tests. I thought she was going to have this disorder called Guillain-Barré, which is debilitating, and it can definitely be life-threatening. Praise the Lord, that was not what her diagnosis was, but we spent nearly the entire month of March in the hospital, and she ended up with a diagnosis of a disorder called an autoimmune disease called juvenile dermatomyositis. I know this is a little bit about my journey, but I just want to take a moment to educate you about what an autoimmune disorder is and how it relates to vaccines. When you receive a vaccination, it is intended for that vaccine to wake up your immune system, to respond, to fight it, and then you become immune to that disorder if it ever comes to attack your body, if that makes any sense to you. And so she received that vaccine, and instead of it waking up her body and the body fighting it off, she developed an autoimmune disease called juvenile dermatomyositis, which is inflammation of the proximal muscles. So her right thigh muscle was twice the size of the left thigh muscle, which is how we were able to get her diagnosis and how we were able to link this all to the vaccines, because she received her vaccinations in that right leg. Make sure you educate yourself and you know that your children don't have to receive every single vaccine at that appointment. The doctors like to make you think that that's the case because they don't want to have multiple visits, but you have rights as a parent. And they vary based on your state, but look that information up. It may help you. So, during the time that we were in the hospital for nearly a month, I worked a job, so I had to take a leave of absence. Sadly, the benefits package that the job negotiated for group benefits did not include short-term disability that included loved ones. So what that means is it only included disability for me if I were to get sick. So if my children got sick, I was basically asked out, excuse my French. I would have to either take the time off unpaid or look to a relative to care for my children. And for me, that's not an option. I am my children's mother, so I am going to be there for them through whatever it is that they're going through. If I have to sell everything that I own, to make sure that I am available to them, then I will do it. So, with that job, I had to check in periodically to let them know what was going on, not in great detail because I don't believe it was any of their business, but just to check in. And what I realized, it was really annoying. I'm sitting here with my daughter. She's fighting for her life and trying to really figure out what's going on because it took them up until, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks, nearly a month to even get a diagnosis for her. So I'm sitting here with my daughter and all you can ask me is how things are going, not in a compassionate way, but so that you can determine when I'm coming back to work. And that just really got under my skin. And somewhere along the lines of sitting in the hospital for 24/7, It Works kept popping in my mind. As I told you before, I never really started this as a business to earn income. I was really looking to just lose weight and get healthy. And so It Works popped in mind. I stayed close to my groups that we have on Facebook, and I still ordered products for me. And when customers came to me, I would still, put their orders in for them, but I wasn't really working the business. And so I knew a lot of my friends had earned full-time income. They earned bonuses ranging from $10,000 to $150,000, earning anywhere from $500 a month to $17,000 a month. I personally knew people, met them, shook their hand, hugged and kissed them that made that kind of income from this business. So I asked myself, Tacoma, what are you doing? You have proven that you've lost weight using these products. So you know that they work. And why haven't you used this as an opportunity to earn income? And so in that moment in the hospital, I started working the business. I started talking to the nurses about it. I started drinking, I was drinking greens every day and they would always ask me what it was, but I started working the business again. I started connecting to trainings, to calls, looking for a mentor, things of that nature. And I started really looking at this as an opportunity and no longer a hobby or an outlet for me to get back to who I used to be weight-wise. So I became intentional with my weight loss journey and consistent and focused with it. And I began to just share those results. I began to share them on my social media, my Facebook page, my Instagram page, and I began to share them with people that I knew. I still didn't go full force with, putting a big banner on my sign, on my head that said, "It works, it works, it works," but I was sharing more. Not only was I sharing more, people watched me. I remember a young lady became one of my customers, and she decided to, after she became a customer, become a distributor. She said, because I kept watching you come to training class every day, and every week it seemed like you got smaller and smaller and smaller. And all I remember is you would bring in to work, and I'm just going to grab them. You would always have your greens with you. And so she decided to come on board just because of my journey. And her mom also suffered from lupus. And so she wanted to see if the products could help her in a way that they had helped me. So I decided to become intentional, and through that intent of losing weight and sharing with people that I knew, people that I loved, and on my social media where I primarily spent time anyway, I was able to earn my second and my third promotion. So keep in mind, that first year I was just coasting. I really wasn't taking it serious. I was just losing weight. And if people wanted to join my team, sure, why not? If people wanted to use some products, sure, why not? But I wasn't looking to make this a business. So when I started becoming intentional, I started promoting. As I started promoting, my checks started growing. As I started growing, my reach to other people and ability to help them became stronger and stronger. And, those around me started losing weight. So then for me, this became a journey to help my people, my friends, my family, those interested, become healthier. So many people suffer from chronic illness that they don't necessarily have to suffer from if they just lose a little weight. So many people complain of migraines, depression, obesity. Think about your stomach. All of your vital organs are located closely to your stomach. All that fat in there, all that acid and different toxins and things in there, it's killing people. And so it became my goal to help as many people that would let me become healthy, and in the course of becoming healthy, become wealthy. In the time that we live in, who can't stand to earn a couple of extra $100? So stop making excuses about why you can't lose weight, about why it doesn't work for you. I'm so sick of people telling me what they can't afford. Is it that you can't afford or you're not willing to pay for it? There's a difference. I feel like people pay for what they want. Our products aren't expensive. To me, they're not expensive. When you talk about I was going to the doctor, when I was pregnant, I had to go to the doctor every 2 weeks. I was seeing 3 different specialists. I had a pediatric pulmonary specialist. For my daughter, I had my own rheumatologist. I had a hematologist. I had my own personal pulmonary doctor. And I had my regular OBGYN in addition to my primary care. So when you talk about specialist visits and it's $50 copay each time you visit one of these specialists, in addition to whatever you have to pay for your prescription medication, on top of what you're already paying for health insurance premium, you cannot tell me that products ranging from $23 to $160 is a lot of money. I can't get with that. I'm sorry. Because I am in medical debt up to the wazoo because I can't afford to pay not only the co-pays, but then don't forget that bill that comes in the mail because you have a certain portion of your co-insurance you're responsible for. So I don't get the excuse that I can't afford it because you pay for what you want. That's my rant. Sorry. But I had to stop making excuses for myself, and I started choosing me and choosing my health. And I encourage people to do the same thing. So what's funny about all of this, remember I told you I started this journey in March of 2014, not really looking to make a whole lot of extra money. I liked it. I love the products. I love the people that I met on a journey, but I wasn't really like, oh, I'm going to be this big time top earner with It Works Global. I was just chilling. And so through a simple 3-step process that the company has set in place, and I say that it's very simple. It's very easy if you're willing to share. That's it. I've been able to supplement my full-time income because if we fast forward to February of 2016, I lost my job. I decided to take a leap of faith. I've always wanted to be an insurance agent and try my hand at that. I ended up working for the wrong agent and I lost my job. And during that time, I wasn't devastated because I knew that God had a plan and a purpose for me. I knew that I had my hands on something that if I just put forth the effort, it could manifest and replace my income that I had, but it could be more than anything I ever dreamed of. And one thing about this company is if you allow yourself to, it will teach you to redream bigger and better. It will teach you to stop putting limitations on you and stop putting limitations on God. And so I didn't really worry because I knew if nothing else, I earned an income and I had the ability to earn cash. I have the ability to earn bonuses, and I had the ability to earn weekly bonuses on top of commissions. And so it's up to me to write my check. And so I was like, okay, And who would have ever thought that when I said yes in 2014, that yes would mean more to me in March of 2014, would mean something to me, 2 years later in February of 2016. You never know what God is preparing you for. So don't be so quick to say no because you're afraid, and you will let fear take you away from something that God is blessing you with. If I had said no then, who knows what would have happened when I lost my job this year? Who knows where I would be? I have a master's degree in accounting, a bachelor's degree in business admin. I have 10 years of experience in the insurance industry, and thus far my search for a job has been unsuccessful. Not to mention the fight to get unemployment has been unsuccessful. And so I'm saying all of these things to you to say that when you don't control your income, when you have to rely on a boss, when you have to rely on an HR department to dictate to you how much you're worth, when you get paid, how you get paid, you don't have control over your life. And if you can't control your income, how can you care for your family? How can you honestly say, when I check my bank account and my paycheck is supposed to be there on the 1st and the 15th, if it is not there, what will you do? The company that I work for, sometimes we get paid early. But I never got paid late. But I just had a friend that was supposed to get paid on a Thursday. They didn't deposit a check, got paid on Friday instead. They just, we had a glitch in the system, we'll fix it. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, you still got bills that need to be paid. You may only have, you may be waiting on that check Thursday to hit your account so that you can feed your kids dinner for the night. I never knew in a million years that this opportunity would manifest to be what it is for me today. I'm not a top income earner. I aspire to be one now because I recognize the value in this company and what it can offer me and what it can do for me. I am coming to you as a real person. Most people that I speak with tell me if they just had an extra $300 a month, they could breathe a little easier and sleep a little better at night. Is that you? Would an extra $300 to $500, $600 dollars really make an impact in your household? And if your response is yes, I want you to get in touch with me or get in touch with the person that invited you to watch this video. My name is Tacoma Lewis. I'm an Emerald Leader with Lupus. My name is Tacoma Lewis. I am an Emerald Leader with It Works Global. I have been diagnosed with lupus and Sjogren's, and I stand strong and firm to let you know I'm a fighter, to let you know that there is a way, to let you know that God is a healer if you will open your eyes to the opportunities in front of you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.